Okay?
A lot of resources being spent by the DA's office in defending Brady violations. Brady violations mean that the prosecutor had evidence in his possession and it wasn't turned over either if it was in their possession or the police department possession. In a lot of cases, in the Connick, during Harry Connick administration, it was a known fact that a lot of evidence was being withheld in criminal cases. I was one of those cases. In 1982, I was arrested for murder. At that time, there was no open file discovery. The police reports wasn't public records. And I went to Angola in 1985 with a life sentence. The jury recommended the life. They rejected the death penalty. And for 21 years, I wrote every DA office I could think about. I wrote the FBI. I wrote the criminal district courts. I wrote the police department. And I was looking for evidence that would help me establish that I did not commit the crime that I was in prison for. And it wasn't until 2003 that the Innocent Project investigated my case, and we discovered evidence. And after discovering this evidence, the response was always, it's too late. You should have discovered this evidence long time ago. Well, I was in prison a long time ago. I couldn't discover it, despite the fact that I had saved up as much as I could, with earning 4 cents an hour, donating my plasma to try to get an investigator. It still didn't work. So when we did find some of this evidence, after years of them defending against this Brady violation, I finally got a day in court and things worked out. But my point is that all this could have been resolved, and the DA's office could have went about their business and trying to prosecute other cases and doing whatever they do if there was open file discovery. Open file discovery would resolve a lot of resources that the DA's office is spending, money, time. They could, if they had open file discovery, then the defense would know exactly what's out there. If it's evidence that points to another guy, they would know. And they shouldn't. A guy should not have to go to prison for the rest of his life trying to discover evidence that he cannot discover from within the walls of prison. And that could have been money that they're using to defend against these claims. It could be used in solving other crimes and prevent crime, prevent people from becoming a victim. Going in some of these neighborhoods and telling these young guys that prison is not the way. Robbing somebody for their watch is not the way. But that same money that's being used to defend against Brady claims could also be used in but preventing crime. And also, while I was at Angola, I worked death row. I was an inmate counsel for 21 years, and the inmate counsel at Angola is a paralegal. I worked death row for 19 years, and what I noticed, the guys that were sentenced to death, I don't know the facts of all their cases, and I can't reveal what I do know, but I know a lot of them. I'm not saying everybody on death row is innocent, but they are guys on death row that's innocent. They was prosecuted under the Connick administration. What evidence was withheld in their cases, but a lot of resources still being spent and saying, no, although evidence was withheld in these cases, they still shouldn't be allowed to get out of prison. And during my time in working at death row, I noticed that a lot of those guys on death row is mentally retarded. They don't have appreciation of where they at. Some of them may have done, I don't know the facts of the case, they may have done some of the horrible things that they're accused of. But they kid-minded. They're immature, they don't know where they're at. And a lot of the money that's being spent in seeking a death penalty could also be used to educate some of these guys in these areas that think that committing a crime is the way to go. It's not the way to go. But all our resources being spent in solving crime after it's happened. You could solve these. You don't have to worry about solving a crime if you could prevent it. And money that the DA's office used to defend Brady cases, the money that they're using to seek the death penalty against people could be allocated in preventing crime, not waiting until it happen. That's my comments concerning
Thank you, Mr.
the DA's
Duncan.
office.
I'm sorry to have to stop you because we appreciate you. You're coming here.
I'm so sorry
for what happened to you.
We are very sorry for what happened to you. But
Well, hopefully we could work with the DA's office to prevent this kind of things from ever happening again, and we could do that by open file discovery and also looking closely at the death penalty. It doesn't work. People, it's a known fact that some of these guys are innocent.
that part is too big of a discussion for here and for today.
Okay.
But let me tell you this. First of all, we appreciate you coming. We are so sorry for what happened to you. And also, but what you're talking about in you mentioned briefly prevention and a chance to rehab and a chance to get out there and tell those youngsters that we have begun to do, not through the district attorney's office, but through other parts of the criminal justice system. We're not ignoring that at all. So thank you for your insight, and you should get out and tell the young people.
And I do.
Thank you very, very much.